viewers right now in the chat. What's up, you guys? Before this, I was a student. I was a bot. I was a robot. I was somebody who was stuck in the hamster wheel of life. When I went to school for those 4 years, I did really well in finance, but I was depressed. I did not like where my life was going. Where is that gonna lead you? You go to school for 4 years, you go work for 40 years, you end up in a cubicle with a suit on and a tie, getting the same salary as everybody else. Where's the mobility in life? I would rather take a risk and live a different life, you know what I mean? Live in different countries, meet new people. And that's why I kind of aspired to start my own business, and that's what I did. I ran a vape company for a while. I still run it now, and that kind of gives me the freedom and the income to pursue my passion, which has also always been content creation, but I've never had the time to do it, because it's either I was working, or it was either I was in school, or it was either, you know what I mean? I had something that was always in the way, time-wise. So now that I have this free time, I'm exploring the world, you know?
Here was you, very full of yourself, then briefly surprised, soon to be incarcerated, and later on, to be dead.
Nigga gonna come up to me, bro, why you being racist to other people in other countries? For money!
For clout! I've said it many times. I don't give a fuck. I have no morals. I'm a fucking sociopath. I don't give a fuck. Put this in your next YouTube documentary. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so what if that last part is hyperbolic? In some twisted way, after the steps he has taken to get to where he is now, it's not only warranted, but if for some reason he doesn't stop, knowing damn well what he's got himself into, it'll be very much imminent. At this point, the man is mentally on his hands and knees and looks to be begging for it. I don't think he even knows what fucking planet he's on! After being starved of his usual diet of Monster, Burger King, and mice, the man has degraded into ash. He has lost just about everything. His fans, his money, his help, his friends, his reputation, though I doubt there's much of it to begin with, his aura, his self-awareness, his IQ points.
It's hella NPCs out here.
This is crazy. These are NPCs, guys. We with the NPCs right now, bro. I'm with the NPCs out here. I'm with the NPCs out here. Really with the NPCs. Hey, these are all NPCs, bro.
He probably doesn't even know how to use a toilet now.
Where?
Eat shit. Leave us alone. How many times I gotta tell you? The next time it's gonna be mace.
And all that is left of this Somalian pirate is an aimless, disrespectful, hopeless, zombified nightmare. Johnny Somali is a jobless waste of flesh and melanin, and as much as I want to end it right there, there's still more.
And that's why I kind of aspired to start my own business, and that's what I did. I ran a vape company for a while. I still run it now.
The man's past before streaming is composed of bullshit he made up on the fly, which is why I've taken the liberty to rehearse the true life story of Johnny Salmonella, my source of info being the hobo from down the street and that I made it the fuck up. But it's sure as hell going to be a lot more accurate. He's from Arizona, born with some kind of brain swelling, his mother mistakes him for a fucking fish, and his father molested him at another kid's birthday party. He dropped out of kindergarten after chewing every crayon there was, and was always the last kid anyone had to choose for PE. He's addicted to the smell of rat poison and mentally has never left middle school. He could barely construct a coherent sentence, he fantasizes about having sex with Sonic the Hedgehog, and over time started to develop some kind of god complex. And then he discovered streaming, and the rest is pretty much history.
Am I going to give America? I'm from America. I'm from America, USA.
Johnny Somali very much sits within this circle of new streamers, attention whores that have found these fresh new platforms and are ready to make a name for themselves. Because to call them celebrities, idols, stars, influencers, or whatever dumb shit euphemism they come up with next would be word of mouth bullshit. The lengths that these folks would go is genuinely sickening, and I'd argue none of these are fun to watch, showing the depraved lengths that they would go just for validation. A subgenre of retards that have no talent whatsoever, going to the nearest person they see, either to molest them, scream like a donkey, or start a fucking fight. And when greeted with the retaliation that they very much wanted, some would resort to either hiding behind some black guy, folding on the spot, or pretending that they're fucking Superman. A glorified version of the village idiot. Obviously appealing to a very specific audience, composed of preteens, redditors, right-wingers, school shooters, soon-to-be school shooters. We could be here all day. He's been doing this shit for a while now, and all that he really does is that he flies out to a country and acts like a cunt for a day. But even that's not enough for an unwashed fetus like him. No, on these newer sites like Kick, Rumble, or Party, where the platform is your oyster, what does Johnny do? He goes all out. Drama, 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 shock, shock, shock. Overstimulate and provoke to the point of actual lunacy. Start a riot, start a war, start fear-mongering, disgrace the weak and embrace the strong, despite looking like an expired churro.
Now hop in Discord. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
No matter where he is, whether it's the crack dens of Scottsdale that he came from or overseas under another culture, disrespect is his only language, whilst not having the brains to make it clever or funny, or even entertaining, or the balls to justify his own doing. Because it's fucking not. All in the pursuit of attention. Good, bad, it doesn't matter, just as long as there's something to keep the hype going. And what no better source of cringy overstimulation than actually damaging foreign relations. I've heard people say clout is a hell of a drug, and I think we're witnessing someone who's on the verge of having an overdose, since him doing the marathons of the Teletubbies have taken him beyond all human comprehension.
If you want to run up, I'm live. If I wasn't scared, I wouldn't be live. I broadcast my live location every day, every night, bro. I don't care, come get me.
His stint in Japan is where people got a taste of what this cum slut has to offer, wanting to be a Logan Paul, which is already something you don't want to be. But where the fuck do we start? How about his time on the train where he was harassing some nerd, yelling out Nagasaki and Hiroshima with as much appeal and humor as a drooling 4th grader?
Hiroshima, Nagasaki!
How about when he was blasting atomic bomb music at a Tokyo Disneyland?
And of course, what are the people who are watching him gonna play?
Going to the suicide forest and eating a picture of Shinzo Abe, shouting Fukushima at a construction site, blasting sirens at a restaurant, calling the Japanese language fucking Mulan language.
Yo, this shit is in Mulan language. What does it say? This shit is in Mulan language. What does it say? I thought that shit was an error. It's in Mulan language.
Harassing a streamer that wasn't even doing anything, and tweeted 3 pictures of himself with his phone displaying a picture of the Hiroshima bombing, a picture of Hirohito, and a notepad saying China #1, knowing damn well his shit's getting fucking smacked soon. Also probably wondered why the fuck everybody hates him.
Whoa! Whoa!
To anyone with some resemblance of self-awareness, this is shit. This is trash. Look at it from any perspective there is, and it would be irredeemable either way. Trying to watch whatever this Malteser puts out would actually give you pink eye. There might be 1 or 2 closeted gays out there that for reasons unknown think this is the coolest shit there ever was. Yes, I'm sure you get along with your family pretty well. Probably spamming buzzwords with some kind of serial killer smile, saying I don't get his sense of humor. Are you telling me this fucker had any in the first place? No, seriously, he brings nothing. He's been on airplane mode for the rest of his life. And he's got the squad and everyone else around him dead fucking silent. Watching Johnny Somali do comedy, it's like watching a fat kid doing gymnastics. They're not built for it, they don't know what they're doing, and they're more fascinated with hurting themselves than anything.
Give me $5,000 right now. We're going to the street right now. I swear to God, I'm going to the street right now.
But no, that wasn't enough for Johnny Salmon over here to wisen up. Why act like a mouth-breathing retard in one of the most beautiful and admired countries in the world, when he can act like a socially defective creep in one of the most politically fragile landscapes to date?
COE, content over everything. Content over everything. COE, the #1 starter. Face the kick is back. Tomorrow we in Jerusalem.
During his time in Israel, he was up to his usual shtick of harassing everyone he sees, to an audience that happened to survive their own abortions. From playing anti-Semitic messages when meeting an Orthodox Jew,
CX tipped $5. I hate.
Yo,
I hate
But okay, so show me the fishing right now. Let's see.
To going to a Western Wall in Jerusalem and putting pictures of Harvey Weinstein, Aiden Ross, and Jeffrey Epstein into the wall.
Aiden Ross. Give Somali a deal. Talk to Eddie for me, nigga. That's for you, nigga.
This surprisingly was on a more smaller scale than his time in Japan, but no less infamous. What really stuck out from all of this was when he was trying to get into a threesome with two 16-year-old girls. And he lied about being 18 when the man was very much in his mid-20s.
How old are you?
How old
am I?
Yeah.
Guess.
How old are you?
Yes.
20.
You're right, yeah.
So smart. I'm too young for you, I guess.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
It's legal here in Israel.
I'm 16.
I'll take both of you. I don't give a I'll go to jail. I go to jail. I got wife number 1 and wife number 2. I don't give a Johnny Somali, I really ball like that.
I could never imagine a moment in his pathetic little life where the man would be capable of attracting women. Isn't it obvious? He's not attractive. Looks or personality, he has as much sex appeal as a fucking corpse. I mean, look here. Taking dating advice off of Discord, shaking like an addict, getting enough stutters to even make Porky Pig blush, and given the entire nature of it all, it is fucking horrid.
Call me Johnny 16, Johnny 17. I don't give a I'm like P. Diddy, I'm like Epstein. I'm like R. Kelly. I don't care.
Yes, I have done my research. The age of consent over there is 16. But come on, even from the get-go, it's obvious this is someone you shouldn't fornicate with. Lest you want your future kids to be born with styrofoam bones and brain damage. I reckon if this were to continue longer than usual, he would have kept them in some kind of basement to feed them cockroaches and expired rat meat, and to perform something inhumane. Only to be arrested and thrown into jail with a 7-foot black guy called Maurice. And as per usual, nobody fucking likes him. He can't lift weights, he gets syphilis or whatnot, and becomes the baby bitch of the prison showers. Maurice comes around and throws the soap in front of him. Johnny apeshit bends over to pick it up, opening his gaping asshole to everyone. He'd never seen a black man with a small penis before, but there's always a first time for everything.
I'm gonna up the birth rate every single day. What do you guys think I do with my free time?
Really, the only time the man would ever be a part of a threesome is if it was me, his mom, and him sitting in the corner watching the whole thing happen. And the only reason you want him there is as a contraceptive, as a reminder of what happens when you don't wear a rubber. Oh, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Well, enough times that it got Jonna the Hutt arrested, and it costed the guy everything.
I'm calling the cops right now. I'm calling the Korean cops. I'm in song. Listen, are you police? Are you police?
Hey, yes, police.
Police?
This is it. The very exploits that cemented him as a threat to the species, and needed to be put down like an infected dog. The trip that shattered his delusions of absolute impunity, and only briefly brought him back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, he's so mad at me. During his time in South Korea, he decided to amplify his actions even more, pushing on further and further than what is already necessary. Playing North Korean music at multiple locations, pouring noodles on a table and tossing them at a door, and then blasting some Pat God on some children's toy he got from Temu. Carrying a fish and harassing people by spraying them with fish juice.
Minor crimes at count 1, which carries a fine of 30 days. For the rotting fish harassment incident.
I'm cooking Korean barbecue. Put the fish down like it's a weapon. They're saying put the fish down like it's a weapon. Run.
Going to a children's place inside of a mall and playing pedophilic text-to-speech messages.
Oh yeah, let's do this. There's a bunch of little kids, bro. They're wondering where my parents are.
아이들과 섹스하고 싶다는 아이들과 섹스하고 싶다는 아이들과 섹스하고 싶다는
Playing TTS messages of I have a bomb in Korean on a train.
나에겐 폭탄이 있다. 나에겐 폭탄이 있다. 나에겐 폭탄이 있다.
AI deepfakes, and even unleashing his more romantic side onto the locals.
Can you please help me? Help me. He said he's gonna rape me. Please help me. He said he's gonna rape. He did. Please help me. Help me. No, he's right there. He said he's gonna rape me. I said him.
Yes, quite the Casanova, mind you. Making rape threats against a female streamer, disrespecting multiple comfort women statues, which were made to represent Korean women who were sexually assaulted by Japanese soldiers in World War II. And can we just stop to acknowledge the fact that this man's pickup game is absolutely non-existent?
She a baddie right here. Oh my god, it's a baddie right here. You beautiful. Oh my god.
But what got the guy in the end was his stunt at a 7-Eleven, where he was threatening to assault an elderly employee and harassing her verbally. And also dancing in that same 7-Eleven. For the cherry on top, he would have taken a shit on the floor, but thankfully, he didn't. And even when threatened with the prospect of jail time and not being able to leave the country, Johnny Somali doesn't even remotely take it seriously. He dresses up as a gay man, auditions for some kind of spelling bee, wearing a hand-me-down suit that he got from his grandfather.
By our top leader, Ice Poseidon.
I think he was trying to swat a fly that got into the room here. At first, nothing had changed when he was in court, wearing a MAGA hat and proclaiming that he's the co-creator of Cocoa Puffs. I don't know who the fuck he was trying to impress, but when the charges started to roll out, that twisted smile was wiped off of his fucking face. Oh, by the way, he also brought along a little slave with him, whose only contribution to supporting the fucking elephant man was having a fucking stroke.
Anyone who brags about, oh, I get so much pussy, that's a cult, because them can't fight.
It just proves how $5 on fucking Fiverr can get you anything nowadays.
I'm gay. I want to be overtly gay all the time. I want to suck dick and fuck dudes in the ass. For pay, you know, money. You know why? Because if someone actually pays me for gay sex, his dick smells like money. His cum smells like money, you know? All I smell at that point is money. So $3,000 for sucky sucky and $10,000 for fucky fucky.
This is Hank. He's pretty wank. Yes, whilst in South Korea, Quasimodo over here decided to befriend the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And the two have been inseparable. At least until this recent trial where he was squealing like a pig.
Hank was extremely mad, so the court was packed. Hank sat down. He was trying to intimidate other people in the audience. He was trying to act tough, look around, scowl at people, curse under his breath. He was absolutely crashing out from the moment he stepped in until afterwards, actually, when he really had a meltdown and may have even engaged in some criminal activity. Hank raged outside the courtroom. He absolutely was crashing out, flipping out. He was cursing at people. He insulted their mothers. He told them to piss off. The Korean media was trying to talk to Johnny. He said, hey, Johnny's not taking any comments. They were so frazzled and so out of state. They accidentally walked into the basement, which you can't go anywhere. You can't.
As of now, Johnny will be facing some serious jail time, and having a record that only seems to stack up even more than before, and he's in a really tough spot. He's not leaving the country, he's got more trials to rival that of O.J. Simpson, the prisons in Korea don't fuck around, and he doesn't have money. He can't get a job, he's holding out a tin can asking for chump change, some of his fans aren't old enough to donate, but for reasons beyond human comprehension, he's getting money from genuine sociopaths. But how long this would last is soon to be short. He never had friends to begin with, there's no support for him, nobody wants him, he is pathetic, and no one to blame for but himself. He has done so much damage to his entire image, his entire personality, and the streaming scene as a whole, which was already fucked a long time ago. He could pull a soft A or a hard R, and he would still get the shit kicked out of him.
Tell the judge you can suck my I'll bring a fish to your mother's house. I don't care.
As of writing the script, Johnny Sausage Roll currently has 7 charges, not helped by this recent stunt where he decided to dress up as Kanye West, even if it's to salvage some support by making some defective preteens scream their lungs out.
We live in a clown world.
What makes this even more embarrassing is announcing his escape plans of sailing away on a little boat. Even the guy is too retarded to be a criminal.
Going to Incheon, I'm renting a boat or an inflatable raft, and I'm gonna stream sailing to international waters.
What's that old saying? Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Keep spewing, Johnny. It's only gonna make shit worse for you.
Whether he spends a long time in prison or reasons unknown goes off and repeats this farce, which is rather unlikely at this point, he and others alike cannot keep getting away with this. And frankly, it'll get to a point where one can't. Everybody now knows of this milk dud skinwalker and won't be so blind to his antics. is, with everyone under the sun ripping the guy to shreds, criticizing him for basically ruining traveling and tourism. The experience of broadening the mind via experiencing another culture, ruined by someone with IBS and some kind of malnutrition. Even PewDiePie had to get involved.
Security check. What's the security on this? Wait, why are you taking a photo of me?
I like how we ask why they're taking photos of him. You're live streaming.
It's the classic
idiot.
content creator defense. What's happening? I'm feigning ignorance. I have no idea what's going on all of a sudden. I'm a victim.
He loves it. He loves it.
Yep,
This is his content. I watch his channel and he barely has like any views now. I never agree with this because people always say any publicity is good publicity. That's a lie. If I could take back all of it, 100%.
He was always following the roots of nuisance streamers like Ice Poseidon, whilst also running under Andrew Tate logic, with the only consistent philosophy he's following be, instead of being born a loser and a nobody like everyone else around me, I decided to be one by choice.
Oh my god, Johnny Somali. He is so fucking racist and he's obnoxious and he's going on the train and he's playing his TT.
Not so much a critical thinker, nor is anyone who tries to copy this sort of style, which, saying out loud, is terrifying. But some people are just that desperate. Instead of some grease-covered Walmart employee, it's a disgruntled office worker who got fired from Apple, and it goes as well as you expected.
Huge. It's not like you can't do them, brother.
Yeah, I know, I understand. I stopped it, you know? Because I realized people don't like it too. I didn't know. You didn't know?
Oh, if he doesn't scream small dick energy already, it would be no surprise to anyone that he tried to put out a false copyright strike onto those who criticized his actions, and tried to get the spook on legal mindset and even PewDiePie.
Legal mindset. I don't need to fight that. I walk past him, inject him with some HIV blood with a you. Illegal mindset.
See, that's a very specific threat against a very specific person. That's actually against me. So that is what you would call, and that's a threat. And that's what you call a pinprick attack, which is, you can Google it. There's actually Wikipedia pages about it. There's stuff like that about it. That is very much criminal.
And the day after PewDiePie video, Johnny Somali wants to sue him, threatens to sue hypocrite PewDiePie for saying he ruined Japan.
That's fucking cute. This mutant is beyond dense, since every video that came his way very well fell under fair use.
Press this shit right here. Police is coming in 2 seconds. I'm pressing that shit. Bro, I'm not playing.
Do you see this here, ladies and gents? A fucking phony. A wannabe tough guy that thinks he's in some kind of virtual reality shit and is trying to break out. But he gets offended when other people criticize him, and rightfully so. He actually stresses about what other people think of him. Well, I got news for you. If you really cared so much of how you were being perceived, to the point that you were shutting down your critics and putting out false copyright strikes as a scare tactic, as to not mess with you anymore, then you shouldn't have done those things to begin with. You shouldn't have uploaded or streamed it in the first place. You shouldn't have a platform like YouTube or any kind of social media, and you shouldn't have access to the internet. It is not rocket science. It is not a fucking conspiracy. It is motherfucking cold hard, raw as fuck common sense. Something your puny little mind couldn't even wrap around.
All right, Ramsey. And I was laughing. I was like laughing my ass off, because I'm like, I'm not on trial here, buddy. You are.
Johnny Saliva is a guy that built his career on disrespect and deserves everything that pushes him down. Not willing to listen to the warning signs blaring in his face, it proved that racism can exist in everyone, not just white people. A guy that simultaneously brought something big, but has a footprint so light and ineffective, it's easy to ignore. It serves as a message to everyone. If you are planning to travel, going to another country just for clout is wasteful. The purpose of traveling in the first place is to embrace different cultures, to take a risk, to feel something new, something fresh, knowing that outside of your comfort zone, there is always something different and unexpected to experience. But Johnny Somali doesn't share this sort of value. What he sees instead is an opportunity for shock value, for high numbers. We're not just talking dirty words or subtle references, we are talking an entire personality. An absolute whore of the internet, who would do more than just to suck dick to achieve internet fame. Someone who would straight up ruin the lives of normal people, as well as public relations, to make some random preteen feel excited, or to emulate the energy of TMZ or MTV.
Nigga gonna come up to me, bro, why you being racist to other people in other countries? For money, for clout. I've said it many times. I don't give a fuck. I have no morals. I'm a fucking sociopath. I don't give a fuck. Put this in your next YouTube documentary. I don't give a fuck.
A guy who clearly doesn't deserve his passport and rightfully deserves to be incarcerated, to rot in prison until he is dead, or executed via hanging, to be buried under a ruined gravestone laced in piss, shit, vomit, jizz, spit, snot, and blood. That kind of strong disrespect he had inspired in the first place. A legacy of an irredeemable beta cuck who started with nothing and ended with nothing. No benefit and no one to fall back onto, because God forbid this man does more.
And that's why I kind of aspired to start my own business, and that's what I did. I ran a vape company for a while. I still run it now, and that kind of gives me the freedom and the income to pursue my passion, which has also always been content creation, but I've never had the time to do it, because it's either I was working, or it was either I was in school, or it was either, you know what I mean? I had something that was always in the way, time-wise. And so now that I have this free time, I'm exploring the world, you know?
What? Okay, what do you mean? Where are you from? You know where I'm from? Where are you from? I'm from America. You're from America? Yes. So am I. You're from America? Yeah, you think I'm not.
Police arrested a troublemaking American live streamer on September 21st on suspicion of trespassing in Osaka.
And I understand you want clout because you're desperate, no one loved you growing up. I'm aware of that, but there's ways to go about it, and just the way this guy's handling it's just like, this ain't it.
The question is, if you don't respect the place, why even go there? Why visit a country just to mock it? Why talk badly about someone's culture, someone's home, and then act like it's just content? It's not just embarrassing, it's straight up disrespectful.
For money! For clout! I've said it many times. I don't give a fuck. I have no morals. I'm a fucking sociopath. I don't give a fuck. I have a nightmare that the only crime that turned previous heroes like Jay, P. Diddy, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and Johnny Somali into villains was their melanin.
Dude's no civil rights martyr. He's a guy who made a living off of harassing strangers in public and live streaming their reactions against their will for profit.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Johnny just loves watching people shaming him, you know, people like talking about him, the videos you see about Johnny, degenerate streamer, and it's just everyone's like shitting on him. Johnny loves to see those videos because he gets turned on. He touches himself while watching these type of videos.
When he's confronted by someone who's going to actually stand up and say something to him with this egregious shit that he's doing, he punks out like a little pussy.
That makes him one of the biggest snitches, coward bitches I have ever seen in my life. That is so proud that other grown men are going to come to his rescue because he cannot defend himself. This is nothing to brag about, Somali. If you really do have that, I would not be proud of it whatsoever because it makes you look like a total snowflake.
Johnny's speed running his way into jail, and I am all here for it. I have no sympathy for him. I hope no one ever does.
And the fact that he decided to do a broken, mind break, drunken stream the night of his charges, and he wanted to be this wild, crazy character. The court can't touch me, this and that. It actually backfired in his face. It is hilarious.
Johnny Somali is just as unhinged behind closed doors as he is on camera. It's not an act.
Things like this not only add more potential charges to his eventual sentencing, but they only embolden the courts to believe that he's incapable of change and undeserving of forgiveness.
Put this in your next YouTube documentary. I don't give a fuck.
I would like to shout out my assistant for helping me out with this. You're the best and I wouldn't have done this video without you.